Hi, this is Steven at Make It Rad. This is the 2020 Toyota Tundra. This is my personal Toyota Tundra, and I just wanted to do an intro video all about it. We're going to talk about what is it, why it was purchased, and what is the use for it. So this is a 2020, and I knew that the third gens were coming out, and I knew there was talk of a turbo V6. And I just really wanted the solid platform of the second gen. This is one of those rare occasions where I actually lucked out quite a bit purchasing this. I got this in January of 2020, right before everything started shutting down in February. So I was able to locate this one, particularly a white Tundra Platinum. The whites were actually kind of difficult to find, but I found one at a dealership and was able to get exactly what I wanted and a good deal on it. So, one of those rare cases where I actually lucked out in life with a purchase. So, obviously, slightly dirty, slightly modified. And I'll do some other videos down the road if you like this one on the changes I've made to it to update it, you know, for my use case. But just shooting a quick intro video here. And one other thing I did want to touch on is Platinum versus TRD Pro. So in the second gen, or 2.5 gen, as this is called, 14 and up, 14 through 21, the TRD Pro is based on the limited trim. Mechanically, it's the same as all the others. So the only difference really being with the TRD Pro is you've got different grille, obviously the Fox suspension, some skid plates, and that's about it. It doesn't have any of the crawl control tech or any of the things like some of the other Toyota offerings do in this generation. Now, third gen, different, but in this gen. So what I really wanted was the interior from the Platinum, all the full grain leather seats, the memory seats, all those options, knowing that I was going to put a different suspension on it down the road and really modify it to be, well, better than a TRD Pro in my opinion. I happen to like the Platinum grille. I know that a lot of people like that TRD Pro grille, but that's another example of something that you could easily swap in. This does have the TRD skid plate. Kind of hard to see down there, but it does have it. It does not have the TRD exhaust. I do tow with this, and from what I've heard about the TRD exhaust is it can be a little bit drony, so that's something I've skipped as it doesn't really fit for my needs. But all these other things are very specific to my needs. It's got SCS wheels, Toyo AT3s, which when I purchased those AT3s, those were pretty tough to find. I think they're easier now, but pretty tough to find. I wanted a tire that had the triple peak mountain snowflake symbol, as I do take this up the mountain in the snow, and that saves you from having to put chains on because they're considered traction tires. They're not a full winter tire, but you know, pretty good, and you don't have to stop and chain up, so that's pretty awesome. Future content on this, I will be doing some likes and dislikes. I'll be doing an overview of all the mods that I've done. I didn't get to shoot all of those, obviously, so you're kind of seeing it in almost done state, but I will go into detail on a lot of the things that I did with this, as they're all very specific to my needs, and honestly a little bit different than what most people do as far as suspension and just, you know, some unique things to my taste, I guess you could say. You can see I put Elka suspension on it with Dirt King. These are 2.5 coilovers, front about 2 to 3 inch lift, SCS wheels. And these are Toyo 295 70 18s. I do like the little bit more tire than the low profile with 20s, so, or lower profile I should say. Rear, same Elka 2.5s. This does have an additional shackle in the back, and then also I have the Roadmaster active suspension, which is that coil spring you see on top of the leaf spring. I do tow a travel trailer with this, and that really helps out with the the Tundra sag. You know, these are half tons, they're built to have a soft ride. So that really does help out with the about 1,000 pounds of tongue weight that I do tow. Aftermarket taillights, nice LEDs. Much the same here. This does have a tonneau cover on the back. That is the Ultra Flex. I quite like that. I will be probably changing that out, so I'll do a video on that down the road. Plan to tint the windows down the road as well. Haven't done that yet. So we'll do a quick interior overview. I touched on why the Platinum versus TRD Pro. So this being the Platinum, it has the full grain leather seats. You can see the memory switch right there for the memory seats. That also tilts the mirrors down. You can see some slight mods in here. I did a little carbon fiber thing there that may not be to everybody's taste. But really just the story on the Tundra for me is I saw this when it came out in 2014 and I just loved the interior on the Platinum. So power tilt telescoping wheel. Obviously every Tundra Crew Max you got to have the sliding rear window switch there. So and this does have some options, you know, all the safety options like the radar cruise and the auto brights. This one having the power and tilt mirrors and car seats. That's why I got a Crew Max. So would it have been awesome to get this with a 6.5 foot bed? Yes. But for me, really having the car seat is the most important factor here. I did put Tough Skins carbon fiber right there. As you can see, it's on the door panels there, front and rear. I went for the gloss just because it's a little softer finish. They do have more matte carbon fiber, which I like the look of, but these Tundras tend to have like some hard plastic, so it really softens up the interior, in my opinion, where you would rest your hands. TRD shifter, you know, just the TRD bits. Like I said, rest is pretty standard Platinum. All-weather floor mats, these are the 3D. I quite like these. They can be a little slippery when they're wet, but they fit really well. I've had WeatherTechs before, and those kind of like curl up a bit. These have been actually really, really great. Clean up really easy. Have those front and rear. I'll show you the rear, how it fits. This doesn't quite sit all the way down how I like it, but the rest of the fit is pretty darn good with these. So again, you can see my little mod there. I made that new center console piece with USB and 12 volt. And then I've got these carbon fiber bits in here. Personal preference, you might like it, you might hate it. Like I said, this works for me. And that's about it for interior. Little passenger side shot for you, much like the driver's side. You can see the grab handle mod right there. I do have the wireless charger there. And the Tundra has the heated and cooled seats up front. Well, heated and ventilated seats, right? So, rest of it, you know, standard Platinum stuff. Much the same in the back. I did 3D print a dual outlet. So you've got 12 volts on the left and then USB right there on the right. And coming back out. And if you like this content, please feel free to subscribe and let me know, do you have a 2nd gen Tundra or a 2.5 gen Tundra? What do you use it for? What do you like about it? What do you dislike about it? I'll do a follow-up video on likes and dislikes. I just wanted to do a general here, but would love to hear about your experience with these. I know they've been around a long time. I know there's the new one out, but you know, some people love the V8, such as myself. Cheers.